Hello everybody, welcome to FC Amakhosi fan channel. This is Sunday. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for those of you who are coming back for the first time this year. I mean, I did a match reaction. I don't know how many watch it. If you haven't, please go and check it out. But yeah, anyway, today I just want us to sit down today. Let's just sit down and judge how our players have played, especially the guys that we have signed. So I'm gonna name a player, and then you tell me if they've performed okay, good, bad for you. What does the future hold for them? Should we keep them? Should we sell them? Like, you tell me what you think about these signings. So I'll start with Gonzalez and I'll tell you what I think of him and if he did get game time and if there is a future in the club. I mean, the window just opened like Tuesday, opened like yesterday. So what does it mean? Does it mean that are we gonna trigger this contract, the buyout clause for this guy? Are we gonna buy him? Because remember that when we loaned him, we had an option to trigger out the buy clause. So are we gonna buy him? So let me start with him and I'll tell you what I think about him. How has he performed? To tell you the actual truth, this guy hasn't hasn't gotten enough chances for me to say that no, he was a good buy or he was a good loan. But remember I said when we bought this guy that this is an interesting deal. Why am I saying so? Why did I say so? It's because we don't loan players with the option to buy. You hardly hear about this in South Africa for that matter. And in our team, I haven't really heard about this. Some because probably they started supporting our team long ago. They'll say, no, it has happened before. But I don't remember any player that we loaned with an option to buy. So what does it mean that now that we are supposed to trigger his contract since the market has opened and we are given that option to buy him? Did he do enough for us to say, okay, you know what, Gonzalez, you convince us, really convince us? I mean, if you check off late, CJ, he's been playing him and he's been starting him. And fair enough for me, I would say that the game that he started like recently against Sekekune, he played very well for me. Like in how he would keep the ball, how he would run his runs and how he would connect with other players, making those interchanging passes. But I haven't really seen much of him for me to say that, no, let's trigger this contract. But he's giving us a different option. Like, he's good on the air and he's good at keeping the ball. Some will say, but already we have Ranga. What happens if Ranga is not there? What happens if Ranga is injured? I mean, Ranga, you know that he's one of those players that you have been in and out of hospital because he's been like injured now and again. So what are the chances? Are we going to play Dupreez if Ranga is not there and if we let go of this guy, of Gonzalez? I would say let's keep him. That is my opinion about this guy. Let's keep him to see that probably we buy him and we give him a year with an option to add. But some would say, but why are you buying a player that who hasn't played much? And also the interim coach is just an interim coach. And therefore, what if that we sign him and then he doesn't play? Then the coach comes and then says that, okay, you know what? I don't need this guy. It's a tricky situation. No one knows what we should do. But give your opinions, guys. But as for me, I'll say, let's give him a year with an option to buy. Because it's giving us something different with the strikers that we have. Yes, in a certain extent, you say it's like Ranga, but in cases where we need to substitute like for like, who are we going to sub Ranga for? So I would say let's give him a year contract with an option to, with another option to add. Give him a contract with an option to add. He's processing the ball, is good in the air, and he has a pace in him, and he can link with other players. Yes, he hasn't scored, but How many chances has he started, or how many games has he started? Not so many games has he started. So I would say, if I was to rate this signing for now, it's a D. So meaning what? It's 50-50. It's a D, but going forward, judging from the game that I saw from Sekhukhune, I would say that he deserves a place. He deserves a place in our team. So that is my prediction, or that is my wish to say that let's sign him. And then Ranga, since now I mentioned him, Ranga, his progress has been hammered really by the injuries, because he seems to be in and out injured. And by the way, Gonzalez is younger than Ranga. Just saying, but yeah, back to Ranga. Ranga has been hammered by, his progress has been hammered by injuries. It's been in and out of hospital. But for me, we don't feed our strikers the balls. We don't give them or create chances for them, for us to see what kind of strikers that they are. Remember that under Nsegi, there was so much gap between the strikers and the midfielders, and you find that, like against Pirates, for example, where Ranga would hold the ball, but already there are 3 players who are coming to mark him. And I would ask that why our players are far from him. Your number 10 is not even close to him to support him. All other players are far from him to support him. So Ranga hasn't been judged fairly based on what he can deliver in us, or players supporting him, in terms of being there, being close to him, so that he can pass them. And we know that he has a powerful shot around him, and he can jump, and he can cross the ball. He can link very well with other players. Like I said, is the same with Gonzalez in that type. But this guy has scored like 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken. And when he's there, the defenders are not really like relaxing and saying that, it's fine, we are on holiday here. He's ruffling the defenders, he's tackling the defenders, and he has scored. So I would say, for me, Ranga hasn't really been like that signing where I'm like, wow, this guy is like a wow, he's an A. No, this guy for now, he's a C for me. He's a C for me. Reason being, he's not going to be like Gonzalez, because he has scored and we have seen glimpses of him, and also we are not supporting him enough, as much as we are not creating chances for Gonzalez as well. So we're not creating enough chances for our strikers for us to really say our strikers are not scoring. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I'll give him a C because he scored 2 goals and is linking very well. I think he has an assist or 2, if I'm not mistaken, as well, and he's been injured. So can't really give him above that. So I would rate him as a C. You tell me what you think about Ranga. Are you giving him an A? Are you giving him a B? Are you giving him a C? Are you giving him a D? Are you giving him an E? But yeah, and then moving to the midfielders, Mmodi has been a standout player for me. Has been the standout player for me. And if there was an award for the best newcomer in the club, I was going to give him already halfway in the season. I was going to give him already. If there's a player of the season for me in this current team, he has like 4 or 5 goals, if I'm not mistaken. Is the current leading goal scorer, if I'm not mistaken. And behind him, there's this guy, there's Castillo. So I'll give this guy a strong. At the moment, I'm not saying that he has arrived. But I'll give him a strong C, if not a B. I'm leaning towards a B. I'll give him a B. Let me give him a B because of how he plays. He's a hunger. This guy is hungry. You see him coming back and tracking and supporting the defense. You see him creating opportunities. You see him adding numbers in the middle of the park so that we overload the midfield. And you see him interchangingly connecting as well with other players. You see him scoring bangers, not just goals, but bangers. You see him trying and shooting. I haven't seen a winger like him in ages. Someone who scores, yes, you say to praise, but this guy is also skillful. He's skillful. He has an eye for goal. He can assist. He can cross the ball. He can come back and mark. So I'll give him a B, guys. Like this signing, like is the best overall to all the signings that you have made. I'm not saying he's better than your Dupreez. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's better than your other players, your dollies, and I'm saying in this window or in the markets that we went to buy or look for players in Jan, we met in June, yes, in June, this is the best signing that we made out of all the players that we have signed. So I'm giving him a B. I'm giving him a B because he has performed. Like, I would say that he has outperformed, or he has outperformed himself, and he has also, like, yeah, you can say that he outperformed, or he overmet my expectations. He overmet my expectations because I was expecting him to score a goal here and there. But this is his best season because I think in Golden Arrows he scored like 3 goals overall. I don't remember his numbers. Was it 3 or 7? I don't remember. But in one season, I think this guy, this is his best season. And mind you, he lost his mom along the season. And he did say that it affected him a lot. And as a result, his form dipped, but now he's coming back. He won the man of the match against Sikokuna. Ask yourself why the coaches are playing him this much, because all the coaches, Tsegi played him, and then CJ is playing him, is starting almost all the games. So I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B this signing. And then moving to Potan. Potan has been dismal. Potan has been dismal, has not convinced me. And each time that he comes in, I think he has 1 assist or so. Ever since that we bought this guy, he hasn't played so many games. And when he comes, he hasn't really convinced me. He seems to be lost. He seems to be lacking something in him that we had when he was still at Celtics, that we had in Raleigh. Yeah, he looks lost for me. He looks lost. He doesn't strike as if he has hunger in him. Probably there's something affecting him, but yeah, it has been a dismal signing, like a dismal signing for me. I had high hopes for him. I really had high hopes for him. Probably we need to try him in different positions, not as a winger, but probably play him as a 10 as well. I don't know, but he has been dismal, so I'll give him an E. Like, there's nothing much to say about this guy because he hasn't played, and when he plays, sometimes he starts games, but hasn't given us anything. So I'll give him, unfortunate, a E. Not even a D, but an E, because yeah, he hasn't given us anything. Then Castillo Makolide, as they call him, one of the best signings that you have made, and yeah, so many people are raving about him. So many people are writing about him, saying that he's the best midfielder that we have had. And I'm like, hey, this guy has been the best signing, sure, but he's not the best. Hey, yeah, it's gonna be tricky, guys. Please don't attack me. I would give this guy, if I give Ranga a C, I'll give this guy a B. For a CDM, for him to score so many goals, like I think he has 4 goals in all competitions. And he's been creating chances, and he's been up there as if he's a striker or a number 10 in terms of him creating chances and in how he's shielding and positioning himself in terms of scoring or being around the box. And in him receiving the ball, he hardly loses the ball. And he connects very well with the defenders, connects very well with the midfielders, your March especially. He connects very well with your George Matlo whenever George Matlo is around. And he connects very well with the strikers. And he can switch play. Has been one of our standout players this season as well. But for me, Mmodi still rates as the best signing. And then this guy is closely around where Mmodi is. But for me, the best signing so far is this guy. It's Mmodi. But Castillo has done very well. He has done very well. He has done very well. But I think that he's not played to his utmost best, which is a number 8 box-to-box player, not a CDM. Because if you say it's a CDM, you are limiting him because he enjoys going forward and scores goals. He's not one of your CDMs who score now in the game or who goes up front now in the game. He's not your CDM who sit and then will shoot your defense. He's not like those CDMs. This is the guy who's a CDM who enjoys going forward the most. So give him that free role, like play number 8, box to box, attack, comeback, attack, comeback, attack, comeback. Not a CDM. Don't limit him. I hope Johnson is going to play him. Johnson hasn't, I don't know, guys. I didn't hear anything about this guy against Sekukun. I didn't hear anything, probably because I did not watch the pre-match interview. But Johnson would sit him on the bench, understandably so. I think game before last where he was coming from his own country where it is said that it takes 35 hours rather for him to arrive in South Africa, from Venezuela to South Africa. So I understand, I've been saying that I understand why he did not start that game. I don't remember, I think it was Richards Bay. I don't remember which game was it. But this guy has been one of our best signings. Between him and Mmodi, it's hard to really tell who has been our signing. Probably, yeah, tell me who has been your best signing so far between him and Mmodi or any other player of your choice. But for me, Mmodi has been the best signing, and then this guy's not far off from him. If I was to run a poll, like, yeah, I think we'll have 50-50 chances. I think I will have to do a poll. But yeah, if not a poll, guys, please remind me to say, hey, please do a poll there. And then to this guy, F-dismal. We haven't seen Dantan, and since the rumors that he was drunk, we haven't seen him. And even prior to that, we did not really see much of Dantan. And if he comes, he'll be lost and losing the ball. So Dantan has been dismal as well. He has been dismal like Botan, but probably Botan is better. So this one, I can even give him an F. Can even give him an F. I don't know how long was he signed, and probably the coaches don't know how to use him, because you're crying that you don't have number 10s, but yet you have Dantan, and the coaches are not playing him and does not even make it to the bench or 18-man squad. So it's an F for me. Dismal. I won't even give him an E. Dismal. Botan is better-ish versus Dantan. So yeah. And then to our defenders, your Ditloko and Simango. Ditloko played all the games until he got injured. So I'll give him but the thing is that with him, we considered in all the games that Peterson played. No, in not all of them, sure. Sorry about that. I mean, I think I'm lying now. Not in all the games, but in all the games that we were losing, he was there. He was the guy who was always present in all those games. And then against Sundowns, he made an error against Sundowns. And then he wasn't dropped. All other players around him are dropped, but him. Yes, he's a leader. I see what people are talking about when they say that he's a leader and all those things are bad. Where I blame the coaches or I blame him is that he's been around in all the games that you have lost. And yes, obviously those that you have won, but this guy, he has played very well, but I don't like the fact that they rotate every other player but him. That's what I don't like about him. But other than that, this has been one of the best signings as well. And how he has performed very well. But in the mistakes that they've costed us with Msimango or with Msimango, because he's played a lot with Msimango, in those mistakes that have costed us, seems as if only him is not being judged correctly. He's getting away with murder as well. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, I won't falter him for being the best player that he is. He's a good and a future captain for our team, or one of the future captains for our team. So how I rate him, I would say that he's been a B as well, if not a C or a strong C. B or C there. B or C. I'm not sure about this one. I would say that, oh, it's a tough one, guys. You see, I need to do that poll like on the read. But yeah, he has performed very well. He has been a best signing in the defense. So yeah, I'll give him a B. Give him a B, but still Mmodi is the best. I'll give him a B for him playing almost all the games and performing the way that he has performed, other than those mistakes against Sundowns mainly. And yeah. Before I say things that are not there, I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B, but B minus. Yeah, B minus. And then Simango. There were games where I was like, hey, Simango, you are costing us. Simang, you are making so many mistakes, but you're not dropped. And. But against Sukukune, I think he was one of our best players. That's the game for me. I think this season has stood out for me to say that, yeah, we really bought very well. Like, aerial has been countable, has been good. And then positioning wise, yeah, now in the game, like against, I mean, in that goal, I know that it was an offside against Sekukune, but his positioning, like, he wasn't close to the striker or that guy. I don't know if he was a striker, is a striker, or what, Sekukune guy who scored. He wasn't close to him, and there'll be times where he would not be close to players and they'll turn and shoot. So I'll give him a C. Yeah, I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C because I've complained so much about him giving guys spaces. I mean, against Sukukun, I think earlier on the season where he allowed the strikers to shoot, I think once, if not twice. So I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C, but I see that he's a good player, probably still adjusting to the team and environment. But yeah, he's a strong C for him. He's a good buy. And then who else? I think that's about it. I think that's about it in terms of the players that you have bought and how they perform. If there's any player that I don't even think about at the moment, please remind me. But tell me, rate all these players, guys. From the strikers, Gonzalez, Ranga, Castillo, Danzani, Pozzani, Mmodi, Titlokwe, and then Simango. Luke Flares, I'm not gonna say much because I mean he hasn't played. That would be unfair of me to rate him. So let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you think and how would you rate these players? How would you rate our signings halfway through? Let's rate them halfway through and then we'll rate them at the end of the season. But for me, I'm out. FC, Amakhosi fan channel. Love you guys. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.